from behind. That's what SOS is going to do.
Oh,
Here's
it's Byung.
As we said, I think this is the obvious choice for CJ Anthos.
Yeah,
it's going to work out.
The one that makes sense for sure.
He literally prepared for this player for several days for yesterday's match and then won it.
Yeah,
on this map again, same map.
Close match though. You got to admit, I think Kyo can certainly turn it around this time. He experienced what Byung had prepared, so I don't think we'll see the same sort of game this time. But it's hard to say who's going to be ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting as well to see the spawning locations. Last time it was at vertical spawns, allowed Kyo to go for that kind of style where he put tanks behind both the mineral lines of the third and fourth base. He could possibly do it even if they are cross spawns, but maybe we saw a tendency for him to go into a bit of bio in that game. Maybe he'll go full bio like Gumio did in his series.
Like I was saying yesterday, I feel like if you want to harass, you can do enough damage, but if you can never stop the mech army from maxing, half bio, half mech is never going to be as good as pure mech, and half bio, half mech is never going to be as good as pure bio compositionally in a fight, in a big max out battle.
Well, let's see what they have planned. It could even be just a mech versus mech this time. I wouldn't be surprised. Kyo looked like he wanted to go that way last game, but then he kept adding in bio.
Yeah, we do see Kyo's ratio, his record here against Terran has not been good for this season, but he is trying to mix it up. We saw a bit of that yesterday. Will he try it again today? Let's find out in game number 2 right now on Iron Fortress. Up here in the top right, in the yellow for CJ Anthos, the Terran player, it is Byung.
Unimpressed.
Unimpressed indeed. He already defeated his opponent yesterday. It is Kyo for JNR Greenwings. Cross spawns on the opposite side of the map.
It's a big, juicy map indeed. Mech would take a long time to get across the map. Both players want to go for it. We could see a long game.
That we could. And I think that's Kyo's best bet today is to actually try to defeat Byung with mech.
Could be. Definitely could be.
My face when Rogue Banling bombed hero.
I like it.
Yeah. That's good.
That was my face too.
But yeah, in that last game, Byung was eventually able to sustain the damage for long enough where he was able to go for that mech push when they were at vertical spawns. It's not going to be nearly as easy when they are this far apart. So I actually do favor these positions for Kyo this time around. And after getting the confidence from winning that first win so easily, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a decent chance in this one.
Yeah, it's kind of like a nice warm-up game to start things off. And, bio wouldn't do too bad in these positions too because you have more maneuverability. You don't have to worry about a vertical sort of push. It does make a lot of sense.
We do have a gas first here for Byung, and Kyo is going to take his gas on normal timing, very similar to what we saw yesterday in differing build orders. Let's see if he actually commits to Banshee Cloak, because yesterday we saw a bit of a fake, he showed it as much as he could, then actually just went for a quick Raven.
Yeah. We also saw 3 Reapers out of Kyo, and didn't even try to bunch them up, didn't want to snipe any Marines, no fighting. He was essentially just sending in one by one to go scout. But this time around, it's going to be a Marine to start things off.
Yeah, keep in mind also, yesterday we saw really cool vision control at vertical spawns from Kyo. He always had Marines in every single different pathway. Marines or Reapers, always having vision of where Byung might drop, where he might do a Hellion run by with his mech. So let's see if he does something like that today as well. Obviously, it's easier to do that at vertical spawns because if your opponent's going through the middle of the map, he's taking a lot longer. So you know where he's most likely to go, which is, as the crow flies, the fastest path. At cross spawns like this, not necessarily going to be able to see that army coming.
Still waiting for the timing on the second gas for both players as well. It really gives us an idea if they want to go for any sort of Banshee play, what their ideas of the mid game here. Really curious to see if we are going to see that mech play from Kyo this time.
Yeah, I feel like the ball is definitely in Kyo's court right now. What is he going to show us? Because he's already showing us variation on what he showed us yesterday, going into Marines instead of Reapers, getting a fast CC here. It looks like even on the low ground, and we're going to see Byung again go for gas first, but he's actually getting delayed Reapers into Hellions and his own CC, so it looks like he just wants to use these ground units to kind of control the middle of the map.
Yeah, this could actually do some work if he comes for an attack pretty early, considering that CC is on the low ground as well, and currently only 2 Marines are out to defend it. 2 Hellions on the way now, but still, if he gets a good position, maybe he can do some damage.
If he like bunches up right now and starts poking at the front at these Marines, I think definitely he has a very, very short timing window here. But as these reactor Hellions do come out, it is going to close very soon. And he is going to try to bunch up here with, it looks like, 2 Reapers and a Hellion.
Yeah, I think more than doing damage here, the key is to trade and then try to get a Reaper into the main. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. He might actually have to scan here, as he's unsure as to what Cure is doing. But trading Reaper hit points for Hellion hit points, obviously better for the Reapers because they will simply just regen that for free. And starports are getting close to being finished. No tech labs yet.
No tech labs, no second gas for either player, so they're just going to be staying on a lot of Hellions for now. And it looks like Vikings, at least for Cure. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see the same from Beyond with this kind of build order. It looks like identical builds, essentially.
Yeah, just a variation on Reaper versus faster Factory. And they obviously are going to go Vikings first here because they don't have vision of the gases. And also, with this few units on the ground, drop ships aren't really an option at this point because they don't have anything to drop with. They both kind of did a fast expand here. This could be one of those longer games, as you were saying.
The engineering bay is interesting from Kira as well. He's going to use these for turrets. I was going to say it could be like early upgrades maybe for some kind of push, but because he forgoes that gas, he's not going to have a Raven out here. So he's going to just put the extra minerals into some turrets, and he's going to have those all game long. But this push coming across the map from Kira, or from Byung rather, is not too flimsy.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a solid push. He needs to make sure his Hellions are split. They already are decently split, but because he invested so much into these turrets, he's not going to have a bunker. This is definitely advantaged Byung when it comes to this initial fight. Let's see how bunched he is, though. He's very bunched up, so great shots here for Cure, but still, he's got better firepower.
Retreating like this is well going to put him in such a bad place.
Oh, boy.
A Viking will land, though. And it looks like overall a slightly better trade for Byung, but not disastrous as it could have been.
Yeah, Kirk kind of kept himself alive in that one somehow. Had to sacrifice some mining time and a couple of SCVs, but will survive.
He also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Byung put his Hellions on move command to chase for like a second too long, so he missed a shot, and that gave an extra shot to Cure.
And look at this, going to be a drop behind this for Cure to try and even things up. This could do a lot of work as well, though. There are Vikings out for Byung. He isn't in position with them.
That's true, and there's no turrets or anything like that, so this could find some damage, especially if Cure is moving out again.
Oh yeah, this could do a lot of damage. This could be a game-ending sort of damage, as long as he can defend back at home with a decent sort of spread on his Hellions.
And you know what's funny is that Hellion that's about to get added to the dropship, that 4th Hellion, should have been on the watchtower, and because it's not, he doesn't see this coming, he doesn't make bunkers, and this is going to be so much damage, as you said, and there's a Raven and Viking waiting for the drop. Here we go!
Oh boy, gonna line him up. He's got so many extra Hellions here. Kira doing a decent job not lining his Hellions up though, and he's gonna pull the SCVs once again. And with the Viking, he may be able to hold this one, but now it's only the Viking. He's gotta get that repair down.
Oh, he's losing so many SCVs at the same time. Looks like it is gonna force a retreat. The Viking will go down.
Oh my
a lot
God.
of SCV damage. I don't know how he sneaked in here. 13 kills and maybe even some more. 16. This should not have happened. He was microing too much at the attack.
Yeah, he had nothing back at home to defend against this, so it was pretty much free range attacking the mineral line there. And there just wasn't enough of a trade back at that natural. So really nice advantage for Cure in terms of SCV damage.
I think that Cure actually, with this harassment, is massively ahead, almost so much so that Byung needs to do a follow-up attack. He might want to just repair and bring some SCVs and do an attack, or maybe go for a drop. He's getting Blue Flame, which is something that Cure is also getting. It looks like he's just content to sit back for now, but he's got a significant SCV deficit as a result.
It's really about those SCVs. I mean, we do see Kira down here a bit in army supply. We do also have the Raven added into the air mix here for Byung. So anytime those air units come into contact, Byung will easily win that fight.
And look at this, 3rd base now on the way for Cure. He's got that momentum in economy, but not far behind is Byung, despite kind of trying to recover right now. He's not too far behind.
This is a risk from Cure, and it might not pay off, especially because of that air control like you were talking about. If those Vikings are, if those Vikings are in the air for Cure, this is a big problem. And there they are in the air, which means they are going to take massive damage here. There's no repair. just going to let them fight. He didn't even control those. Now he moves back and loses a free Viking.
Nice target fire there from Byung as well. And now he sees the army of Pure, and he's adding in his Hellions. He's going to drop his own Vikings and put down some auto turrets.
3 auto turrets, a ton of extra DPS here. A better lineup as well for the fight. Free Igniter done for both groups of units, but look at the auto turrets adding that extra DPS. That's the game-ending push, though, here for Byung. He is going to tie up this series. You know, he lost so many SCDs. He knew he needed to do a push like this, and he caught those Vikings for free. And the lineups were just insane. With Blue Flame, that snowball is out of control.
Yeah, with that Hellion advantage as well. Just great positioning all around. And just skipping out too much on those Vikings really puts you in a bad place.
Oh, God! There you go.
Goodbye. The GG scans are coming in, and there's the GG. Byung will tie this up.
Man, making Terran versus Terran look like the other mirror matchups. Just one wrong step, and you are dead. And that's just kind of how it went there. Losing the Vikings' firepower was a big problem. If he had those extra Vikings, plus the Vikings he was reactoring out, I think he might have had enough to defend if he split a little bit better. Those auto turrets did some serious work, though. They blocked the SCDs from getting involved in the fight, and they just do a lot of DPS on their own. You know, they're armored. They basically are unkillable by Hellions.
Yeah, they're very tanky in that kind of situation. But now it comes down to who's going to come out on Coda for Jin Air. We got a few plays that we could think of. You know, SOS always there to do the job. Same with Rogue. Maru. Yeah, you got Trap as well.
I think Trap is not a bad choice here. He's been focusing mostly on the PvT matchup. He played on this map twice versus KT, both starting days.
But I don't think you can use Trap here when you have Maru, SOS, and Rogue all doing so well these days. You only have 3 more players to use.
Yeah, that makes a good point as well.
SOS is always versatile. Like Moonglade said, I feel like you could really come out on any map and snipe anyone at this point, just based on the play we've been seeing over the past couple of days and even last week. But I think that Rogue also wouldn't be a bad pick here. He's got Echo after Coda, and I feel like he's definitely favored against Byung. And then maybe Terraform is the one map where it's like, let's see who comes out.
I think if you want to use Rogue, you might want to save him for Hero. I think SOS is really flexible. Maru, I'm not so sure if you really want to TVT with him right now.
No, I don't think so.
So I think that's why I say Trap. I just feel like it's too much of a risk to send SOS or Rogue out here when they're much more useful later on, I feel. And I think Trap is a good filler. He's been preparing for this matchup versus Flash. And I like Trap personally going into this.
Well, it could happen, but guys, we're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll be right back.